That's the advice? Do you have more advice you want to give to them? Yeah? What's the advice? If you are new to YouTube, or even if you're a couple years in, these useful tips that I've learned from trial and error over the past 5 years should help you to level up your YouTube game tenfold. Hey guys, I'm Dylan John, and not only will I be going through important tips that I've learned, but I have also asked some of my YouTube buddies what piece of advice they would give to you, so stick around till the end of the video. If you haven't started your channel yet, or if you are delaying putting out another video, stop overthinking and just start creating and posting. If you're like I was, chances are you're delaying creating videos because you feel like you're not ready yet or that your videos won't be perfect enough. Well, likely your videos will never feel ready and likely they will never be perfect. But that is okay. And you continuing through that is what will help you to go from Bruce Banner to the Hulk. I delayed my channel for maybe a year and a half before I started posting videos, and had I started a year and a half earlier, I would have a bigger channel and know a lot more about YouTube and how to succeed on it. So just push through, fight that resistance that you feel, and accept that your videos likely won't be good for a while, but you will grow and improve as you make more. Just get the ball rolling and it gets easier and easier, I promise you. My next piece of advice for you is one that I'm still implementing myself, and it's one that I learned from my buddy Teppo Hapoya, and that is to be aware of the niche that you're creating content in, and to create 3 to 4 pillars of content in that niche every month. So let's say your channel is all about VR gaming. That is your niche. Your 4 pillars could be VR game reviews and walkthroughs, VR product reviews, VR tips and tricks videos, and VR news and updates. If someone watches a video on your channel, they'll likely be watching a video about one of these categories in your niche. So what my buddy Teppo does is this. At the beginning of every month, he separates each week of that month by one of his pillars. So with the gaming channel example, week 1 would be VR game reviews and walkthroughs. So you would write down a few different video ideas for that specific pillar for that week. You would move on to the next week's pillar, write down a few video option ideas, and continue on. Then what you would do is decide which video idea you like best for each week. Circle it, and now you know exactly what you'll be creating in that month. This may seem obvious, but when implemented, it'll take out the hassle of deciding what to create each week. You may be like me and you get option paralysis, and you struggle to decide what to actually make, which results in you either not making anything or spending a few extra days trying to decide what to do. This strategy also makes sure that your content is diverse in your niche, so give this strategy a shot. My next piece of advice is to try your best not to get discouraged if your video doesn't perform well, or if you get some nasty comments on your videos. 'Tis life. These things are likely to occur as the sun is as likely to shine. And why yes, I clearly am the reincarnation of Shakespeare. We sometimes post a video that we're proud of and it tanks. Now it may just do terrible because it's a video that's slightly outside of your niche, or because the YouTube algorithm doesn't know who to send it out to yet. So don't feel like your video did bad because it's a bad video. That is not always the case. The video may actually end up performing really well in the future once YouTube finds who to suggest it to. This has happened to me quite a few times. A video will be 10 out of 10 in the YouTube studio, but it will blow up a year later. So if you create a video that does poorly, just move on to the next one. Don't get bummed. Maybe see if there was something in that video that caused a big drop in retention. Perhaps you threw up some gang signs. Clearly, I don't know gang signs, but maybe you shouldn't throw those up. Maybe switch up your title and thumbnail and get to creating the video for the next week with those improvements in mind. As for nasty comments, this is something that will likely happen to you. It seems that when people aren't face to face with someone, they're a-okay with acting like a character from It's Always Sunny.
And then you guys would talk about how ugly you think I am and compare me to some sort of giant bird.
You look so much like a bird. Dennis, I was thinking fish recently.
Really?
Yeah, her eyes are so far apart. They're like on the sides of her head.
So my advice to you is to either do 2 things when you get comments like these. Either kill them with kindness, or hide them from your channel. I've responded with the kindness approach many times, and it is shocking how suddenly they change their tune and apologize for the attitude. Plus, if your subscribers happen to see your comment, it is a good look for you. It shows maturity and professionalism. As for hiding the person from your channel, this is a great way just to end the problem for good, and it allows you to keep your energy and mental health at a good level. Now, maybe you're like me and you're competitive, you don't like feeling attacked, and if that is the case, then this option will be very hard to do because it's going to feel like the person won and is beating you down. But that is not the case. You are defending your energy and your mental health by clicking that button. And you are taking the high road of not engaging with someone who is likely going through some things in their life. Happy and grateful people usually don't leave comments like that. So just remember this when those comments come your way. And also accept that some people just won't like you, and that is okay. This is something that I had to remember constantly when I was overcoming social anxiety many years ago. Trying to make everyone like you is a great way to lose who you are and a good way to increase your anxiety tenfold. This next piece of advice is one that has helped me and my channel to improve more than any other piece of advice, I think, and it has allowed me to stay sane in the world of YouTube, which can often be very lonely. And that is to network with other YouTubers and creators and to chat with them frequently. When I first started YouTube, I thought I could do it alone, and it is possible, but the YouTube game gets so much easier, and it is so much more fun when you reach out and connect with other creators. I have made some really amazing friends over the past few years thanks to this platform. They've inspired me, they've taught me things, and they've made me a whole lot happier. So don't be like I used to be. Don't try and ride the roller coaster alone. Find some friends to ride with you. You'll have a way better time. If your niche is not photo video, then you might not be that knowledgeable on camera settings, lighting, white balance, editing, etc. But because you're creating videos, you kind of need to be. So just spend a few hours of your week watching tutorials on videography and editing, pick up some courses, or hire a coach that can give you some tips. My next piece of advice is to try and differentiate yourself in your niche. While it is easy to do the same thing that everyone else in your niche is doing, the way that you can stand out is by switching things up and trying something that's out of the ordinary. For example, I have a series of videos that teaches Final Cut Pro tips that's like a fake game show where viewers will tally up how many tips they knew at the end of the video. So it's kooky ideas like these that may seem like extra work and a bit dumb, but it is a great way that you can separate yourself from other creators in your niche. And it could be as simple as just planning different shots that you can shoot around your city and not just you talking in your office or studio. This brings us to the next set of tips about titles and thumbnails. These are arguably more important than your video itself. Trying to get someone to click on a video with a bad thumbnail and title is like trying to invite a new friend over to your house where the outside of your house has cobwebs on it, it has mold, maybe it's a bit spooky, and you could have food catered by Gordon Ramsay inside, the cutest puppies you've ever seen inside, but because the outside looks like you'll murder them, they're not going to step foot in that house. So here are a few tips to help clean up that outside of your house. Aim to create a thumbnail with 3 elements max. It could be you, a logo, and some words. It could be as simple as a product and the product in action in the background. The point is to make it simple and to remember that a lot of people scroll YouTube on their phone. So small text or text that blends in with the background will make the thumbnail look messy and cluttered. If you do use words, aim to have anywhere from 1 to 4 on there. Too many words is an easy way to prevent people from clicking on it. As for titles, keep them as short as you can, but focus on making them intriguing. Curiosity is king here. So for example, instead of titling a video, "How to do a push-up," you could make the title, "Push-ups done right. Start doing these tips." That's just an example, but you get the point. The first option is boring and plain, and the other one makes you think, well, I do want to do push-ups correctly. Have I been doing them incorrectly? I guess I'll watch this video. And for extra bonus points, you could tie the title into the thumbnail. So with that push-ups done right title, the thumbnail could be you doing a push-up with a big red X on the thumbnail. Creating some intrigue without being too clickbaity is the best way to get people to watch your videos. And here is a useful bonus tip. There is a free website that I like to use to see how my thumbnail and my title will look once it's uploaded. It's called thumbsup.tv. This is not sponsored. I know this kind of sounds like a sponsored bit, but it's not. You just upload the thumbnail and then you type in the different options of your title that you want in there. And then usually what I'll do is take a screenshot. I'll make that image really small on my computer and see if what I'm trying to convey in the thumbnail and title is easy to see and if it gets the point across. I'd also suggest coming up with the title and thumbnail of your video first, before you script or film anything. This will help you to know exactly how you should make your video. So as an example, if you're creating a gardening tips video and you scripted and filmed your video first before coming up with a title and thumbnail, you are kind of locked in with the content that you created. But if you first come up with a title like gardening mistakes that you should avoid, then you know that each tip you give should have you talking about what your viewer should avoid doing and then what they should be doing instead. The next piece of advice has to do with sponsorships. Deny most sponsorships that come your way. Only take on the ones that you truly like and believe in. And always charge more than you are thinking, because chances are you are way undervaluing yourself. Editor Dylan here. If you were just thinking, well, I haven't been paid at all for the reviews that I've been doing on my channel, start asking for compensation from these companies. It is in your best interest to run your channel like a business because it can end up being one. These companies aren't just paying you to make a video, they are paying you for that connection and trust that you have built with your audience. That is what is so valuable. And if you're questioning that, think about this. Those same companies could just take the amount they're going to pay you and put it into an ad that they then push on social media. But you know why they don't? Because it's not as effective as having someone who's built that trust and connection with their audience to do it for them. So once again, this is why only taking on sponsorships that you like and believe in is so important. Because if you're promoting stuff that sucks, your audience will blame you, and as they should. As far as what to charge them, that is going to depend on a few things, but just remember that they're not only paying for potential sales, but also for brand awareness, for marketing the video to your trusting audience, what it would typically cost to rent the gear that you use to create the video, and the time and effort it takes to script, film, edit, and upload the video. Also, when you're talking with the company about a sponsored video, they will often use the amount of views that you have in your past videos as a way to gauge how much they should pay you. But views are a terrible metric for success, and a lot of companies know this. I know creators who only had a couple thousand views on a video, but that video helped the company to sell a whole lot. And I know creators who have over 100,000 views on a video that have less sales than that smaller creator. Another thing to remember when pricing is that your video could be the first video that someone sees talking about a product. Maybe it intrigues them and they think about purchasing, but they don't actually make the purchase until they see another creator mentioning it too. So, your video could be the one that got the ball rolling. It's not just about view count. Before we jump to the advice of some amazing YouTubers, here are some rapid-fire quick tips that you might find useful. You may have heard this many times, but consistency is key. Keep creating, keep improving the quality of your videos and the packaging of them, and growth will come. Do not compare yourself to other creators. This is a surefire way to ruin your mental state, which then can destroy your chance of success. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So focus on you and your journey. Always make sure that you have enough space on your camera's SD card, that your camera's in focus, that your microphone is on, and that your audio levels are not too loud or too quiet, and that you actually pressed record. I would bet that every YouTuber has run into these problems. I still do sometimes, so keeping them in mind when creating a video can help you to avoid them. Don't be afraid to show your personality and your true self in your videos. Acting all the time will get tiring, and viewers will be able to notice that there's something not genuine about you while watching. Don't be afraid to take old videos of yours and remake them, but with new packaging. Not all your subscribers see your videos, and even those that have seen the old video probably forgot about it. Most YouTubers are just winging it. We're trying different things out and seeing what works and what doesn't. So don't feel like you have to have everything on lock, because you don't. And lastly, don't be afraid to make mistakes while recording your video. This is something that happens to all of us, but over time you will get much better at stopping when you fumble over your words, starting again at the beginning of a sentence. Make sure to have a smile on your face, because if you get angry at the end and then you just start like this, it's gonna be weird. So try and flip your attitude just a bit and you should be golden.
My advice is just to start, because so many people, they think about starting, but they just never start. And once you do have the guts to start, then just start making videos. Don't overthink it, because eventually it's going to refine itself and figure out what direction you want to go.
I feel like you're never going to feel like a video is perfect. So just make the video, put it out there, maybe wait a week, watch it back, and identify an area that you can improve on, just one, and focus on that for your next video. And just keep repeating that process.
I would say quit your day job, go all out. If you have no other way out, then you're going to be the best of the best. And basically you're going to create with your whole heart and soul. And, you know, I started like that myself, just basically all in.
Something that I see more nowadays that is becoming more and more important is authenticity. Like, be true to yourself and make the videos that you want to make. Don't try to be someone else, because eventually things will catch up on you. And it's going to be better for you if you make things that you truly enjoy, because when you do something that you really enjoy, that's going to shine through on the content that you make, and the audience is going to notice that as well.
Your first few videos, people probably aren't going to watch, so don't give up. Use those videos to experiment, try different things. The views will come.
All right, if I had to give any advice to someone who's starting out on YouTube, it would be to focus on what you're most passionate about. Don't let vanity metrics like subscriber count and views make you make content that you really don't love making. So focus again on that passion, and you're going to find long-term success instead of the short-term highs of views and subscribers.
My channel is probably a year old, yeah. I'd say get going and worry about getting good later on. And also, and this is, I think, the most important thing, find the answers you need within. So find your voice and not look for answers in the YouTube studio or anywhere else.
It's not about who's good, it's about who's left. So what I mean by that is, like, don't stress about having the best video, just keep making videos. Play the long game.
Find a community of like-minded creators, become best friends.
I always try to answer comments from subscribers, so if you have any questions, shoot me a comment below, and also let me know which tip from this video helped you out the most. Once again, I'm Dylan John, and have a great rest of your day.